Road to WrestleMania, more like a fucking mega pile-up. This is the end of the road. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling, bringing you your Royal Rumble review. Almost said preview. Thank God it's not a preview. I could not sit and watch another 4 hours of this. It is your Royal Rumble review. It is 5 AM in the UK. So I'm going to keep this short and sweet, this review. I'm not going to let it get too long. I'm going to get straight to the point. And the point is, this show fucking sucked. That's my opinion on it. Before the show, I was optimistic. I was actually really looking forward to the card. I thought the card was pretty great. If I'm being completely honest, I was really looking forward to it. The build-up was good. There was a couple of matches that I wasn't too keen on, but I thought overall, this could be one of the best Rumbles in recent years, but it really wasn't. So we'll start with the start of the show. Roman Reigns comes out first for the Universal Championship match. As soon as he came out first, I kind of thought something was up. Why is the champion coming out first? And the champion's coming out first because Seth freaking Rollins comes out to the old Shield music. He comes out with the Shield attire. He does the Shield entrance through the crowd. He again gets to the barrier and he flips over the barrier onto the mat. Just like he used to do back in the Shield days. And this is Seth freaking Rollins playing mind games with Roman Reigns. The match starts. Pretty good match. Seth seems to be in control early on. Hitting a bunch of moves. Hits a Shield powerbomb through the table. Announce table. Roman Reigns comes back. Starts hitting maneuvers on Seth. Can't seem to beat Seth. Seth at one point hits this curb stomp. I thought it was over. It looked like Reigns wasn't kicking out. Reigns managed to kick out. Then Reigns hit all his big moves, all his signature moves, his finisher moves on Seth Rollins, but he couldn't put Seth Rollins away. The spear didn't do it. Superman punch didn't do it. It didn't look like he could get Seth Rollins out of there. But then he manages to lock in the guillotine choke, and Seth Rollins looked like he wasn't going to get to the ropes. He kept getting closer and closer, but as soon as he got near the ropes, it kind of the move just took its toll on him. He was absolutely done. I mean, he didn't have any life left in him. The referee lifts his hands up to check if he's got anything left, if he's still breathing, if he's still, if he's still with us. And then when he drops his hand lands on the rope. So the referee calls for Roman Reigns to break the hold. Reigns at this stage doesn't break the hold. Referee counts to 5. Reigns gets disqualified. Seth Rollins is given the win. Seth Rollins wins, but obviously doesn't win the title. Reigns retains that, and then Reigns, after the match, goes out, grabs a chair, and beats the living shit out of Seth Rollins with the chair. I guess maybe this is payback for Seth Rollins betraying him and breaking up the Shield. And then Reigns just, like I said, walks to the back and he leaves Seth Rollins not a bloody mess, but a broken mess in the middle of the ring. I mean, this was a good match to start the show. I was very surprised that this match did indeed start the show. I thought they would have went with a different direction. I expected this to be later in the card. But nonetheless, it was a good match. I can understand why they went with the finish that they did. Personally, I thought it was a bit cheap. I like to see a winner and a loser, but even though Reigns lost and Rollins won, to me, it felt more like a draw. It felt more like a draw, but I guess they did have the whole thing that Reigns has never beat Seth Rollins, and that continues. So if they ever want to go down this road again, if they ever want to have this matchup again, they can, they've got that. They can play on that fact that Reigns has never beat Rollins, so they've kept that alive. But overall, it was a good opening to the show. To be fair, the show just probably went downhill from here, if I'm being honest. But it was a good opening, and I enjoyed the match. Up next, we had the Women's Royal Rumble. This Women's Royal Rumble was absolutely terrible. Sasha Banks is out first. We knew, I don't know, she was cosplaying tonight or whatever. Looked hot as usual. Melina came out. Still done her splits, came into the ring. Sasha Banks eliminates her in 10 seconds. And then Melina is like sitting doing the splits outside. She starts humping the floor. It was fucking weird. And then Sasha Banks was like mocking her, and Sasha Banks was like pretending to do her entrance. It was weird. This whole match was weird. If you can't understand why males are better physically and stronger and more agile and more athletic than women, seriously, just watch the Women's Royal Rumble and that will spell it out for you. This was a shit fest. And you can't blame it on the older generation. You can't blame it on the past stars. Everyone in this match fucking sucked. It was terrible from start to finish. Even the people that I wanted to see in the match, like Lita here, she was moving at like 1 mile per hour. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know if she's aged overnight, but she was incredibly slow when she was moving. Nobody really feeds any manoeuvres, or nobody sells, or nobody even gets into position to, sell for the next person coming in. You look at the men's Royal Rumble, and they always sell for the guy. Whoever comes in next, they've always got like 3 or 4 people ready to take moves. But in this, it's as soon as an entrant comes in, they have to go and look for someone to like attack from behind because there's nobody ready to feed them. And it's just weird. Like, honestly, we don't need a women's Royal Rumble. We don't. We really don't. There's never been a good women's Royal Rumble. The best women's Royal Rumble was the first one, but it wasn't to do with the actual, in-ring side of the Rumble or the action. It was cool. The first time we had the Women's Royal Rumble, it was cool to see women returning from the past. We got to see Lita, we got to see Trish, we got to see a bunch of other women, from previous eras. And that part was cool, but now we get the Women's Royal Rumble every year. It's the same people every single year that come back. You've seen it once, you've seen it 1,000 times. We didn't need to see it again. I'm not going to go through the whole entire match, but number 28, Ronda Rousey comes out. There was rumoured that this was going to happen. I was excited to see Ronda Rousey, but unfortunately, she looked like a bag of shite. She did. She wasn't wearing her tartan skirt. She was basically all covered up. Now, I don't know if that's because she's out of shape or she's fat or if the WWE thought we were in Saudi Arabia tonight. I don't know. But she was basically covered, showing very little skin and barely hit. I don't even think she hit one wrestling move in the entire match. Just went for weak-looking punches and kicks, and it wasn't good. In the end, it came down to Shayna Baszler comes out last. Shayna and Ronda Rousey look like they're going to team up. Charlotte ends up eliminating Shayna Baszler. It comes down to Ronda Rousey and Charlotte. The two lock eyes. You feel like this is going to, these two are going to go at it here. You feel like there's going to be a 5-minute, battle between these two, and it doesn't happen. Charlotte Flair runs, goes for a big boot. Ronda ducks underneath, throws her over the top rope. And even this looked botched. This was crap. Ronda Rousey wins, and I'm not a Ronda Rousey hater. I even said in the preview that, I'm actually glad to see Ronda Rousey back because she's one of the better women. Obviously, she's a star. She had legitimacy to the women's division, but she looked shit tonight. She did. She did not look good. Nobody looked good in this match. This match was a fucking joke. And Sasha Banks starts the match and gets eliminated very early. What was the point of that? I don't really know. She was third eliminated. And it felt like most of the older women that came back, they were simply brought back just to get embarrassed, just to get eliminated in like 10 seconds. I don't understand it, guys. This was probably the worst Royal Rumble I've ever seen. Up next with WWE Raw Women's Championship, Becky Lynch, the champion, defending against Doudrop. Now, as you know, I do not like Becky Lynch. I think she's horrible. I don't think she's a great in-ring worker. I hate her character. I don't think she's good on the mic. I don't think she's pretty. I don't think she's good at anything. I think her facial reactions are terrible. I don't think she's good at acting. Everything she does, she seems to overdo. But this was actually a decent match, so fair play. I didn't think I'd be saying this, but this match was decent. Becky Lynch versus Doudrop. In the end, Doudrop's going for her big manoeuvre where she climbs the top rope and squishes her opponent with her fat ass, but Becky Lynch, seen it coming, manages to get on the top rope with her and deliver a Becky bomb or a rock bottom or a Becky bottom, whatever you call it. The Bexplex, fuck it, I don't know. But she nails this on Doudrop, pins Doudrop, and Becky Lynch remains the champion. But then get an attendance announced of 44,390, and I feel sorry for every single one of them, guys. Every one of those 44,390, I feel sorry for them for having to sit and watch this. Up next, we have the WWE Championship. Brock Lesnar, the champion, defending against Bobby Lashley. The match I was looking forward to the most. We get a cool wee opening promo package. They both men get in the ring. Heyman does Lesnar's in-ring announcing for him. As the Beast, the Almighty Slayer. We've heard it once, we've heard it a million times. Heyman, fuck off. Seriously, Heyman, fuck off. The match starts with Lesnar hitting a German suplex on Lashley, which looked a bit safe. And then Lashley got up and hits a German suplex on Lesnar, which I thought broke Lesnar's neck. But so then Lesnar gets up and hits 2 German suplexes on Lashley that were worse than the suplex that Lashley hit on Brock. So it was as if these guys were just working each other's stuff. And honestly, I'm watching this, German suplexes all over the place, and I legit thought someone was going to die. Then Lashley gains control. Lesnar rolls to the outside. Lashley goes for the spear through the barricade for like the 100th time. We've probably seen this in the last 2 months. Not just by Lashley, but everybody seems to do this spot. It's well overdone. Lesnar moves out the way. Lashley goes through the barricade. He misses. He's hurt. Lesnar gets thrown into the ring post to get back in the ring. Lashley starts getting German suplexed around by Lesnar quite a lot. Then Lashley manages to fight his way out, gets the hurt lock on Lesnar. Lesnar looks like he's about to pass out. They bump into the referee. Lesnar gets Lashley up on his shoulders, goes for the F5, nails the F5, but the referee again gets hit in the process. Lashley's down for the 3 count. Lesnar's got the pin, but there's no referee. Reigns comes out of nowhere, hits a spear on Brock Lesnar, and then he asks for the title. Paul Heyman gives him the title. Reigns hits Lesnar with the title, walks off with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman and Reigns, I predicted Paul Heyman would turn heel, and he did turn heel. They're back together, and then Lashley just pins Lesnar, and he gets the win. So Lashley, I thought Lashley would win. I thought he might have some outside help, but I think it would have been better if Lashley at least finished the match with a move of his own. Like, I think it would have been better if Brock got up, from the getting hit by the title, and then he turned around into a spear. It would have still meant that Reigns cost him the match, but it would have just helped Lashley look a bit stronger. In the end here, I thought Lashley looked pretty weak because Lesnar had him beat. It's a fact. Lesnar had him beat here, and the only reason he won this match was because of Reigns, and then he couldn't even win the match with a move of his own. He had to win the match pinning Lesnar for a title shot for Reigns. So, I mean, it is what it is. I was looking forward to this match. It didn't last long. It ended in interference. What we did get was decent, but disappointed. They called this a dream match, a match that we've been waiting on for years and years and years, over a decade, and it didn't really deliver. So, to be fair, I kind of did feel like this match would be a disappointment, even though I was looking forward to it the most. I wasn't convinced that they were going to have this, 20-minute wrestling match, this classic, and to be honest, it wasn't. It was a bunch of big moves and interference for Reigns. That was it, really. But Bobby Lashley's your new champion. I'm all happy to see Bobby Lashley's new champion. In my opinion, should never have lost it to Big E. So Bobby Lashley gets his second reign as WWE champion. Up next, mixed tag match, Edge and Beth Phoenix versus The Miz and Maurice. So The Miz and Maurice come out first. It's The Miz's entrance. Yes, Maurice may be dressed as the same colour, but she's got her own outfit. She's got her own mannerisms. She's got her own look, and she looked hot as fuck tonight. Maurice might be getting up there with age, but she's a MILF. She is an absolute MILF. I wouldn't want to give her a pile driver, but I would certainly pile drive Maurice every day of the week, twice on a Sunday. Twice every day of the week. What am I talking about? Fucking maybe 3 times on a Sunday. And then Beth Phoenix comes out, copying Edge, has to do this weird look to try and, kind of look like Edge, has to wear Edge's, the same like cloak, the way Edge wears is that kind of cloak thing. She had to wear the same thing. On her tights, she's got the same designs that Edge has got. When Edge comes out at the start, when he first comes out from the ramp and he's doing his running across the ramp where he looks at the crowd and he's trying to get the crowd pumped up, she was doing that as well. I mean, just pure copying Edge. Fuck all original about Beth Phoenix. Just basically stealing everything from her husband. I've never liked Beth Phoenix. This match didn't make me like her anymore. The Miz and Maurice thought they were going to win. They hit Beth with a brick. They should have hit her fucking harder. Didn't get the 3 count. Edge and Beth Phoenix then win the match with 2 spears, and then Edge and Beth Phoenix both hit a glam slam each. Edge having to win a match with using his wife's move. Jesus fucking Christ. Edge is a legend. Edge is a multiple time champion. He's beat Cena, he's beat Undertaker, he's beat Batista, but he has to finish a match with his wife's move. His wife's a nobody. Oh, she won the Divas title once, who cares? Well, she won a couple of times, who cares? Oh, I don't care, nobody cares. Right, she sucks, and hopefully that's her gone. Hopefully she's away. I don't want to see her in the ring again, and I certainly don't want to hear her on commentary again, because she sucks at that too. But Edge and Beth Phoenix pick up the win. Then we move into the 30-man Royal Rumble. This match was full of absolute jobbers. I had no hopes, I had no real expectations for this match. And it didn't deliver, guys. It kind of did suck. It was terrible. And then AJ Styles, in my opinion, who came out first, was looking pretty good. I thought he was going to go far in this Rumble. Just kind of got eliminated out of nowhere. We had almost get eliminated after everyone teamed up to take him out. It was just weird. Nothing really happened here. We got the return of Shane McMahon. We were expecting that. Johnny Knoxville came out. Well, he didn't last long, but I actually enjoyed Johnny Knoxville's appearance in the Rumble. He was beating up Sami Zayn. He took a bunch of moves. AJ Styles damn near killed him with a lariat clothesline, and then he got thrown out in the end. And then Sami Zayn with the haluva kick eliminated him. But not a lot happening. There was no real legendary returns. Bad Bunny came back, but who gives a fuck about Bad Bunny? WWE can say he's the biggest recording artist in the world, but I'd never heard him until he decided to show up in WWE. So how good can he be? I think that's definitely fabricated. I don't believe he's the biggest selling artist at all. I'm not buying it. Yeah, like I said, Shane McMahon came out in number 30. I think this was obvious this was going to happen. Brock Lesnar comes out. We also had the return of Drew McIntyre, by the way, which kind of was a return that was kept quiet. But yeah, Brock Lesnar comes out last, pretty much eliminates everybody, literally just comes in and throws everyone out. Very, very, very lackluster end to this men's Royal Rumble match. It comes down to Brock and Drew. Drew says it's going to be the repeat of the last time they were in a Rumble, and it wasn't because Lesnar lifts him up and F5s him over the top rope. Lesnar then wins. Cole and McAfee are debating which title he's going to go for. Cole says he thinks it's obvious he's going to go for Roman Reigns' Universal title. Well, no fucking shit, Michael Cole. No shit, he's going for that belt. And then the pay-per-view ends. So there you go, guys. That was it. Not good. Not good at all. Very, very poor. I actually cannot believe how disappointing this pay-per-view was. I will make a video. We'll make a video on Fog Wrestling where we probably rank the matches in order, but at the moment, it was probably the opening match was probably the best match for me, and then it really did go downhill for there. I don't know what to say. The women's Royal Rumble match was terrible, but the men's Royal Rumble match was just so boring and uneventful. So I don't know which one was worse. Well, the women's one was worse, but the men's one was just fucking boring. At least for the women's one, you got the return of Ronda Rousey and Lita was in there, and I don't know, but the men's one just sucked. They both sucked. The whole show sucked, guys. I'm giving it a 2 out of 10. This was so disappointing. Both Rumbles sucked. Jesus Christ. Brock Lesnar and Lashley was very disappointing. The tag match was shit. Doudrop versus Becky Lynch was actually surprisingly better than I thought it would be. And I did enjoy the opening match, but even the opening match with Reigns and Rollins, I actually thought it would be better than it was. So yeah, not impressed with this Royal Rumble at all. I'm giving it a 2 out of 10, guys. Let us know what you thought down below. But yeah, very disappointed to see this. Royal Rumble, one of my favourite pay-per-views of the year. And was it worth staying up for? Absolutely not, guys. That's it for Fog Wrestling. Be back with more videos. Till next time, though, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below. And until next time, peace.